him that stole steal no more. Paul was alluding here to the fact that a thief can meet with salvation, but after salvation, he can no longer remain a thief. These emphases are very important. What if he was stealing from the office? Let him that stole steal no more. What if he was stealing with his pen? Let him that stole steal no more. The things you have stolen, it's time to return them. What's stealing? Keeping that which does not belong to me. You know, there are things you got with good intentions, but now they are borderline stealing. The books in your custody. You know, sometimes they don't talk about it, but to their hearts, that's what it looks like. How about picking monies that do not belong to you, including the one on the road? You know, somebody sees money on the road and says, Father, lekota bayamarago. Then he picks up this money that is not meant for him, and he comes to church and gives testimony that the Lord provided miraculously for me on the road yesterday. What he does not know is that the boy that sold all the goods, that money fell off from or dropped from. Number one, they couldn't eat dinner at home last night. Number two, now that boy, he was punished severely for losing the money everybody at home should have used. And now you're in church, laughing and smiling. But you know how you justify it? If I didn't take it, somebody else would have taken it. Leave that person with their God, and who told you that the owner wouldn't have come back to find it? Wives, don't steal from your husband. Somebody said, ha ha. When you are done, let me know. No, there are many things they don't feel like stealing, but they are stealing. Now you have said you're going to spend 150 and you have all of these and all of that, and now he gives you the 150, but there is a change. You know, something happened the other time, and my wife told me how much it was for the school fees of two of our children in the same school, so I gave it to her. And then later she came back to tell me that actually there is a change, that there was a discount because of siblings. So imagine she didn't tell me. I wouldn't have known, right? Except that at the end of the term, there's something they send, and I'm on copy too. And they say that for those of you that have siblings in the school, 2 children, will give you a 10% discount. And I'm like, what? I've been paying for 2. Then I know myself, I'll call the school to say, you owe me. And they say, how? I said, I've been paying for 2. You didn't give me 10% discount. And they say, actually, you need to talk to your wife. What are you talking about? We may not talk more than that, but we think that you may need to talk to your wife. So I call my wife and I say, they just said that if we have siblings, we can have a discount. And then she starts with, what's the word? Actually. That's the reason it's important that you are open, transparent, so that your integrity is not in question. And guess what? If that's the way I found out that there was a discount and she didn't tell me, she has just destroyed every level of trust that I have. Suspicion begins from that day. Eventually, she might even say, there is a change, but I'm not going to give you. That is still husband and wife openness, even though you should give it. But at least for starters, now we know that there is a change, right? And extend it to every other thing. You know, a story came the other day, and this is important for business people. Somebody cooked, and in her pricing, she had said, this is the cost, and this is my service charge. So it was clear what the cost was, and it was clear what the service charge was. Except that when the person got to the market, this time, the cost was lower. So who owns the money? Well, do you return it to the client? The answer is yes. That's the right thing to do. This time it may be a client. This time it may be your company. So this person returned the money and said, the cost was lower. My service charge is still my service charge, but your cost was lower. This is the life of a believer. The Lord Jesus did not say that living the newness of life will not cost you something. Sometimes Satan makes it happen when you need money the most. But this is not about you. This is about the life you now live. He said, the life I now live, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me